Hi, and welcome to another edition of Steven and Brad's Talkin' Wrestling, Wrestlemania edition. I'm Brad Marcus, and I'm here, as always, with my co-host, Mr. Steven Spice. Steven, look at it, nice close-up of you. You know, I couldn't tell if it was a boy or a girl, that close-up, because I couldn't see your hair. Yeah, okay, that's more masculine. So, hey, how has your week been?
Good.
Are you excited for Wrestlemania, I imagine? Now, last year they had the 2-night thing, and this year, do your parents let you stay up for till the end of WrestleMania, or do you have to watch it like the next day?
We stay up until the end of WrestleMania night 1, and then we stay up to WrestleMania night 2.
Oh, nice. And did you happen to watch the Hall of Fame ceremony?
No, I never did. I might watch it.
I watched about 5 minutes and then fell asleep. Not because it was boring. It was just because it was late at night. The other question I wanted to ask you, Mr. Spice, is how's your dad doing?
Oh, he's been doing good. He's getting better at bending down and walking and running.
And are you continuing to try and make it easier on your mother?
No.
No. There hasn't been less fighting with Liam?
No.
Who usually wins a fight, by the way, if it comes to fisticuffs?
Liam.
Okay, so will you be watching NXT TakeOver as well? That was my last question.
Duh. It has Karrion Kross in it.
I know he's a favorite of yours. So, Steven, on a typical episode of Steven and Brad.
Sorry, but you should have known that.
Steven, I appreciate the honesty. I'd rather have that than not, okay? So keep me in check when you can. All right. Typically, we do a little song each week. Do you have something WrestleMania themed prepared?
Well, not WrestleMania, but it is wrestling themed. This week is Wrestling Week. What else could I ask for? As a young wrestling fan, we have AEW Evolution, we have WrestleMania, we have NXT 2 nights, we have NXT TakeOver, NXT 2, and we all can't forget AEW Dynamite.
Wow, Steven.
And Impact 2.
Oh, nice. Thank you for being inclusive of the other two wrestling promotions. Yeah, it's a big week and a lot of wrestling. It's a little overwhelming to think about how much you would have to watch if you watched all of it.
I mean, if I watched all of it, I think my eyes would burn.
Yeah. You definitely need to take a break. Well, I really liked your song, and it's inspired me to maybe I'll write a little song one of these weeks. I'll keep it clean, just so for your ears. Again, every week you give us a little piece of your mind in a rant. I get one of them. I think I need it. We haven't spoken in over a week. I haven't gotten a rant or a song until just now. So can you hit me up with something?
Okay, I've got one.
Go ahead.
Like in WWE, look at Alistair Black. He's a very talented fighter. He's very talented. He's a really good fighter. He could have won the championship. And yet, what are they doing now with him? They're burying him. They're not giving him credit.
Yeah.
It happens over and over. Look at EC3. As soon as he came out of the WWE, he became a big star in the wrestling community.
Mm-hmm. No,
in WWE, it's EC3. I don't know who EC3 is.
Why do you think they kind of buried Aleister Black?
Because I think it's because his wife, Selena Vega, got into a big fight with Vince McMahon.
Oh.
Yes.
I never knew that they were even that they were married.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I know. This is news to me.
And Andrade's not married to Selena Vega because you just heard that. She's married to Aleister Black, and actually Charlotte Flair is married to Andrade.
So
they're engaged.
That I may have known. So let me ask you something. This brings up another subject. Are you happy or sad that Andrade is not in the WWE anymore?
I think I like him at the WWE, but I hope he goes to AEW. He would be more respected more. Because I've never seen AEW bury somebody as much as WWE.
Yeah, that's crazy now that I think about that. You don't see that happening on
Cody-
AEW, even with the guys who lose.
Because Vince McMahon only wants the money. He doesn't care about the wrestlers. He wants the money.
Well, later on, when we do our dream matches, we'll talk a little more about Aleister Black and your views on that. But I completely agree that they buried him. He was built up on NXT and was huge. Came over to Raw and nothing. You barely hear about him.
So Vince McMahon only cares about the money, and Cody's pretty much the opposite. He cares about his family and he cares about the wrestling community. He doesn't marry anybody because he cares about them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mrs. McMahon doesn't care about anybody except for people that make him money.
Yeah, or Andrew Jackson's. Lots of them. Well, I completely agree. But moving on to the main part of our show, the meat. Do you want to say what we watched this week? The screening we had.
We watched. It's the Jetsons. It's the Jetsons. They're a very happy family. It's the Jetsons. It's the Jetsons. A very happy family.
That was awesome. That was just very impromptu. I'm impressed. The voice of an angel, I always say.
I've been practicing for like a week.
Oh, really? Do you drink like tea with honey in it to preserve your voice?
No.
All right. So this movie is
Wait, you forgot something. You forgot. You usually say a recap.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that it was released in February 2017. The Jetsons and WWE Robo Wrestlemania, only 82 minutes long. Steven, let's have a recap.
So the recap was what's his name again? George
Jetson.
George Jetson was in this big important mission, and if he brought a surprise, his boss would fire him.
From Space Sprockets.
Yes. And then he got to the frozen island where first the Big Show had his whole title match, and he was flying there on a plane, but it was a very stormy night. So his helicopter froze.
And he was flying the plane himself?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how it kept him holding up, but so then
Steven, I have to stop. I have to stop you because we have some breaking news. Okay? With this being WrestleMania week, I thought it'd be appropriate if we had a guest on. That you could ask some questions. I just want to make sure you're okay with that. Would you ever be interested in meeting, say, a 3-time WCW television champion, a 1-time WWF Intercontinental champion, someone who maybe made their debut at WrestleMania 12 and had a match at WrestleMania 14, maybe?
I would love to meet whoever that is.
Would you like to meet someone who, above all of that, does what I think is one of the greatest things you could do for your fellow man is make a difference in their life? Yes, is that someone that you would want to meet with?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's bring on our guest.
Can we do?
And here we go. Marc Mero, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brad, and of course, my little pal Steven here. Thank you so much for giving us this time. I'm going to set a 5-minute timer, and with the help of Steven's mom, he has a couple questions for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Steven.
Hi.
Can you see me and hear me okay?
Well, you're a little bit low on the microphone, but I can hear you still.
Okay, cool, buddy. I'll try to talk a little louder, okay?
Okay.
All right, and you're off, fellas.
Okay, my first question is, you have wrestled with many great wrestlers in your career. Who wrestled in many great wrestlers in your career? Who was your most memorable match and why?
Oh, that's a great question, man. Actually, I got a couple of them. Okay, one of them was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I beat him in the tournament for the Intercontinental title, but I also had a great match with him at King of the Ring. So Stone Cold is one. Another great match I had was with a good friend of mine, Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, when I won the
Yo,
world, I won the WCW television title from him. And the other one I think is Flying Brian, one of the greats I wrestled and beat him at Fall Brawl. So those are some of the matches I remember the most.
so you said you're good friends with Diamond Page. Yo, can you set me up an interview with him? He's so handsome.
I can see what you do, okay?
I have survived 2 brain surgeries and try my hardest to help so as many people as I can. But by sharing my story and giving back to to others as well. What was the the tur- the turning point for where you knew that you wanted to become a positive speaker?
Well, Stephen, like you, I think there's no greater joy than helping another person. Through our trials, we find our strength, and we both gone through some tough times, man. And because of that, we have this gift to help other people because we know what it feels like to go through hardships and tough times. And I commend you for wanting to help people. I think it's the greatest gift, and it's really when I found true happiness in life was helping other people.
Mark, Mero, if I yawn, it's because I woke up like an hour early before school, an hour before 9 a.m. So that's the only reason I'm going to yawn if I yawn, okay?
That's
I
okay.
apologize for yawning, though.
You're welcome to yawn.
His honesty is
Because,
the best.
because of COVID-19, our schools have been shut down. Again, what advice would you give kids to help them get through this tough time?
Well, you got to have hope. We got to live in life with hope. And we can start seeing things getting better. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to eventually get back to some sort of normalcy. So don't give up on hope. Don't act like it's always going to be like this. The joy I have is helping another person. So if you want to find happiness, help another person become happy. Be a positive light in this darkness, and that's the key. That's really helped me is making a difference. Is being positive and being that person that lifts up the room and become a light in the darkness.
Okay, so my mom didn't write more than 3 questions, so I'm a little upset at her. But
You want to ask an impromptu Wrestlemania question?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, I'll ask it then.
You're awesome, Stephen.
No, you know, just tell me what improv means. Then I'll answer.
Impromptu, just like off, just off the top of your head.
What would your dream match for WrestleMania be? We can add it onto our pay-per-view.
What would be my dream match? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Um.
Like, it can be dead or alive.
Okay, that's a great question. One guy that I tag teamed with him, but I never got to wrestle him one-on-one was Shawn Michaels. I would have loved to wrestle Shawn Michaels.
I would love to watch that match.
Yeah, I was blessed to
What
wrestle
kind of match?
greats. And Triple H, Ric Flair, Undertaker, Kane, Big Show. I got to wrestle so many great wrestlers. And
Yo, speaking of Big Show,
yeah,
what we're doing right now is watching. We're interviewing we're doing a movie about the Big Show.
oh really? Okay.
We're reviewing like a Jetsons movie with the Big Show in it. That's our main thing today.
He's a super person. He loves his fans. He's a very nice guy.
All right, Stephen, we have 10 seconds left. You want to have any last words to Mark?
Thank you for being so inspiring. Thank you so much for coming on.
Stephen, I wish you all the best, my friend. It's great to be on your show, and hopefully I'll see you again someday, okay?
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Mark. We really appreciate this. We'll remember this for a long time. It's been a real treat. So stay well, stay healthy, and take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Steven. What'd you think about that? Did you wake up this morning thinking you were...
My mom's shaking my butt in front of my face.
Did you wake up this morning thinking that you might talk to somebody who's wrestled at WrestleMania, has been a 3-time WCW World Champion, an Intercontinental Champion, and wrestled all the people he said he wrestled? Did you suspect anything was up?
Yeah. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I appreciate your brutal honesty. All right, should we get back to the review?
Yes.
All right, it's hard to get back to it now.
Wow.
All right, so what we were last speaking about was Big Show was flying a plane.
Okay, so then his plane's frozen and he was falling. He's like, "Bring it on, gravity!" Fast forward 100 years later, George Jetson got into his big spaceship to go down to the Earth. Because remember, they're flying ships and their towers are built above the Earth.
So they wanted to go into the underground.
No, but for them.
For them, yeah. Okay, go on.
And so then they drilled a hole. They found Big Show's block of ice that he was stuck in.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised they didn't drill right through Big Show.
Because he was in this little
that thick
ice block, and besides, he had to turn. They were trying to break down.
Oh, okay, got it.
So then they found Big Show and scared George Jetson. He's a pussy. I'll be like, is that what we think it is? Yo, boys, come on, let's get him out. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, you can fire me. I'll find another job. Come on. Come on, big guy.
So.
Okay.
Go on.
Then he unfroze him.
Mm-hmm.
And
in the future.
He figured out about wrestling. Okay. And he got the W champion. W champion came to his head and he destroyed the world.
He was
but
trying
the Jetsons saved it.
Because when the Jetsons, in the future, they had robots as wrestlers.
Yes.
And so there wasn't Mr. McMahon, it was Mr. McMoon, which I thought was kind of funny. And so Big Show wanted to, he got control of all those robots.
One of my favorite things about the movie, can I say that?
Oh, okay. Of course.
Is the dog Astro was played by Scooby-Doo, right? Mm-hmm. And Mr. McMahon said, "This is not the first time I've met a talking dog before." Would you believe that? Totally. And that was from that's a mention from the Scooby-Doo movie from WWE, WrestleMania Scooby-Doo. And so then he's played by Scooby-Doo, and he actually said,
yeah.
It was a little reference for the people that have watched the movie.
Oh, for sure, a little Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how does the movie come to a close? I know George Jetson was jailed or captured for a little bit.
So it ends with Big Show got destroyed by Sheamus.
Mm-hmm. For the championship on Earth.
Then Big Show gave the little guy his destruction robots. Mm-hmm. Actually, at the end, I felt a little bit bad for Big Show.
Yeah, he'd been through a lot. Poor guy.
Because he's been frozen in ice for 100 years, and like he said in the movie, he's been waiting for a title shot for so many years.
Yeah, or he hasn't eaten in so many years either.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that he's not dead.
And I don't mean to be disgusting, but the ice didn't have any yellow frozen into it, if you catch my drift. So he hadn't gone to the bathroom either in 100 years.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, so it resolves where then the Jetsons and the WWE superstars go back into the past and watch WrestleMania. Is that correct? The real WrestleMania?
Yes.
Awesome. Out of 5 turnbuckles, Steven, what are you giving it this week?
I love the movie 5 Turnbuckles, but there is some downs to it. But I still give it 5 Turnbuckles.
What are the downs? What would you? But these aren't anything that would keep you from telling someone to watch it.
No, I would love this movie.
Okay,
I'd
what
watch
are
it
some
over
of
and
the
over.
what are some of the downs? I'm interested.
Look at Dolph Ziggler, right? The Dolph Ziggler
Mhm.
bot.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Dolph Ziggler bot, but where was Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
And
It was uneven.
Didn't all the bots get destroyed, dominated,
Oh,
like dominated by Big Show? And how did they get back together in like a second? Like, Big Show, Your Majesty, I'm here to be awakened.
I really wasn't that surprised, to be honest.
And I don't like how Mr. McMoon and Mr. McMahon
Mm-hmm.
were pretty much the same guy.
Yeah.
They looked exactly the same except for different clothing.
And I was wondering why they didn't just have Mr. McMoon be Mr. McMahon, but just a descendant from Vince McMahon.
Yeah, because like if it was Vince McMahon, he'd be like, Big Show, is that you? That's what it should have been like. I'm sorry.
And Mr. McMoon and Mr. McMahon, they were two different families, the McMoons and the McMahons. So I don't know what happened there. But again,
how is Vince McMahon Mr. McMoon's great grandfather if that was Mr. McMoon?
That's what I was wondering too. I'm going to look into that. Dig a little deeper into the big issues that you just brought up. This is my first 5 Turnbuckle review. I thought it was really funny. It was only like 80 minutes, so it wasn't long. And again,
that was a really hard movie to watch.
Well, they were going back and forth a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Oh, and I also love how they gave Jimmy and Jay Uso their personality. Yeah. Their personality at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I loved it.
Still, I don't understand how there was some bots that were not in the movie, where there's humans that were not in the movie.
But it doesn't make sense. You would think if they had a bot, they'd make a corresponding human character, cartoon.
Yeah. The reason why it was hard to watch is because I was lying down in bed at bedtime.
Okay.
When I was watching it.
Were you dozing off?
I was like dozing off.
Yeah.
I'd sit up for the rest of the movie.
That happened to me when we did Camp WWE. I watched it like way too late at night, and I made it through maybe 5 minutes of it and had to watch it again. You know what? I would recommend this for people my age who were big fans of like the Jetsons and the Flintstones, when I was younger, because it brings back a ton of memories. And it's really funny. I enjoyed it.
You know what really is funny? I think the creators of the Flintstones are the creators of Jetsons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm right. Okay, and so the Flintstones cereal have had a WWE collab.
Mm-hmm.
And Jetsons
a relationship.
have had a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put them two together, it's literally they've got 3 collabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, 2 collabs of WWE. Because you got the Flintstones.
Yeah, one with the Flintstones.
And Jetsons.
Mm-hmm.
They got really lucky.
Oh, for sure. And I'm waiting for a Flintstones and Jetsons WWE movie.
Oh, that will be the bonus.
Because what they could do is then go back further in the past to the Stone Age when the Flintstones were roaming the earth.
Yeah.
Steven, WrestleMania week, just got to remind you one more time. So, if you were the booker, or I was the booker for WrestleMania, it could be any wrestlers you want, any matches. We prepare for this during the week. Steven, how about we switch off dream matches? And I'll throw up your first, and we'll switch off.
Aleister Black versus Karrion Kross.
Yes. In a steel cage.
I would say Natalya.
Okay.
Natalya versus China in a submission match.
Awesome.
I forgot.
Well, here, can I do something? I will give you a hint.
Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold in a bar in an Iron Man match.
That would be an awesome. I would love to see that again. I actually the one that I was most interested in was this Karrion
Hey.
Kross. Yes,
Natalia has to win.
Natalia has to win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think she's a better wrestler than China was. China was just bigger and stronger.
In a submission match, but China has beaten an actual man before.
Yeah.
And China has beaten a lot of people in a lot of matches.
Mm-hmm.
But Natalia's hard.
Yeah, and I think she knows submissions way better than China ever did.
Just a little bit more.
Just a little, but enough to make a difference in a submission.
But what I mean by a little bit more, I mean this much more.
Oh, okay, literally. Now, how do you think the Karrion Kross, Aleister Black match would play out in a steel cage?
Well, I would say they would start by beating each other's butt.
Mm-hmm.
Then Aleister Black would start climbing, but then they both got up at the same time. One of them got up from the door, one of them got up from the thing. So it would be a draw, and they would never have a match again.
It would end in controversy.
Yeah. Another person will win, but I would say Karrion Kross would win because I know him a lot more.
Okay. And you just have a better feeling about him doing it?
Then they would have a rematch, and then Aleister Black would win, so they would both have one win from each other, and then end it all.
So how do you think the Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Iron Man match would go? Who would come out, do you think would win that?
The first...
Are these your feet or hands? You're like an orangutan. Can you peel a banana with your feet? That'll be something for next week. You need to bring a prop. Yeah, you're just like an orangutan. All right.
Well, I would say
who's winning this match?
Shawn Michaels would get the first 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Then Stone Cold would get 2 stunners. But Shawn Michaels would kick out, get a nip up, and then win the match.
Awesome. That sounds... Those 3... I would pay to see those 3 matches. And here, I'll throw on the other...
I love Stone Cold.
What was that?
Even though I love Stone Cold,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Stone Cold doesn't have the agility because his knee brace.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's a good point. So my first dream match was an I Quit match between Kurt Angle and Bret Hart. Just I thought
I would say it would be Kurt Angle tapping out.
I think so too. It seems like Bret Hart is the best, at technical wrestling. The best there
was, the best there is, the best there ever will be.
Exactly. Next match, Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
You're so common. You're so common.
Why? It's such a great. Who would you rather see, The Rock face or Roman Reigns face?
The Roman Reigns, I would hope that it would be Edge and not Daniel Bryan. Just get Daniel Bryan out of that ring.
Yes, I think you said that last week.
The Rock, it would be him versus Shawn Michaels. That would be a good match.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if they've ever wrestled. All right, this next one.
Roman actually does want to pair up with The Rock. He does not want to fight.
That'd be cool if they were a tag team and then, broke apart.
Against the Usos.
That would be really cool. See, I would watch that at WrestleMania just as much as I would a one-on-one between Roman Reigns.
Totally watch that.
Mm-hmm. My last dream match.
Family feud.
Yeah, totally. All right, I had to go with this one. Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold. The 80s versus the 90s.
What match?
Oh, what kind of match?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine no stipulation. I kind of imagined it like when Hulk Hogan wrestled The Rock. And like they just, they stood like nose to nose and just stared at each other for, 2 minutes.
Who do you think would win that match?
Stone Cold.
Yeah, easily. Stone Cold.
Okay, if it was a wrestling match, like just based on like the wrestling maneuvers and stuff, Stone Cold, no problem. But if it was left up to the bookers, maybe Hulk Hogan, or I wouldn't mind a draw either. So those are my dream matches. I love seeing your dream matches. But should we move on to the real matches?
Yes.
All right. I want your predictions on each of these, okay? I'll give mine.
Okay. Got it.
Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Cesaro, me too. Me too. Okay. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. You want Drew McIntyre to win?
Mm-hmm.
As do I. Although I think Bobby Lashley's going to win, but that's not for me to say. All right. Yeah, see, I'd love to see Big E win at WrestleMania one-on-one, but I think you're right. I think it's going to...
He got to win without cheating. Wait, he did cheat because I think he had a low blow on Fastlane.
Yeah, but still everything that's happened since. All right, this one.
Fiend.
Yeah, he has
Actually, it might have been the Fiend, but I think it's going to be Randy Orton or the Fiend. I can't pick this one, but my more predictions on the Fiend, but the Randy Orton's a maybe like a 50-50%.
Oh, okay.
And on Fastlane, remember how Alexa Bliss pinned Randy Orton?
Mm-hmm.
So then my dad thinks that his wife is going to come out because his wife got told off Alexa Bliss for sitting on his husband like that. Her husband like that.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so I think she's going to come out. First, Alexa's going to come out. Randy's going to spit out the black stuff. Then Randy's wife is going to come out, beat Alexa's butt. I can't swear, so I'm just going to say
fine.
butt.
Gentlemen.
And then the Fiend will get the upper hand, but then it'll be then when the ref's not looking, Randy's wife will come in and kick the Fiend in the head.
Oh, that's an interesting way to map out that match. That was cool. What do we got here? New Day.
This one's easy. This one's easy, AJ.
Oh, see, I think that I'm going with the New Day. So I guess we'll see next.
I think you meant who would lose.
Oh, okay. So you think the New Day's gonna win?
Yeah, because his bodyguard this is his first time, and I think he's not gonna wrestle for so long. So they won't let him win a title because that would be a long time for them to win the title.
In his first match.
Yeah, and like his first match for a title match. No,
it's okay. AJ could carry that team, but still, I think he needs to build up a little more in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca or Sasha?
Bianca.
Yeah, I agree. Now, can I ask you something? When you make these predictions, are they based on who you want to win or who you think is going to win? Or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both.
Okay. Moving on. Asuka, Rhea Ripley.
Because she lost the title at Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
So now I believe it's going to be Rhea Ripley.
She's getting it back this at WrestleMania. I've been going back and forth on this. She won the belt last year at WrestleMania 2, right?
No.
Oh, she did. She lost to Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair beat her.
Okay, so then I think she'll win in that match for the belt. Oh, this is a match I don't really care too much about. Although I bet, Morrison and Miz always put on a good show.
Hey. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Bad Bunny and Damian Priest because, you know why?
Why?
Some stupid thing's going to happen and they're going to somehow win.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
Do I know WWE or do I know WWE?
You know WWE and you know WWE. All right, what do we got here? For the U.S.
easy.
Championship.
I think Matt Riddle's going to win.
Okay, I hope Sheamus wins, but I think Matt Riddle's going to win.
Why do you hope Sheamus wins?
I don't know. I think he deserves to have some type of gold.
Well, he does deserve it, but come on.
Yeah, he's put in so much. Like, he's been around for a while now.
Bro, come on, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know, bro. All right, bro, let's look at this next match.
Oh, easy. It was a steel cage match. I would say Shane McMahon, but Braun Strowman's going to whoop and fling him around the ring.
I think so too. I think the only way Shane escapes is from like last minute, sneakery through the door,
Yeah,
like
or
handcuffing Braun Strowman or something.
Yeah, he's gonna cheat by Elias.
Yeah.
Gonna cheat. I bet you he's gonna cheat.
All right, now this is the match that I'm looking forward to the most for the wrestling.
Wait. Didn't Chapman get banned by Kevin Owens?
Didn't who?
Shane McMahon be banned from Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
From WWE Stadium. How is he back?
I don't know. It's crazy. Like when guys or for example, when CM Punk left with the championship, left WWE with the championship. I don't know why they do those things. But oh well. Okay, my favorite match of the night, I hope, is gonna be really good.
Kevin Owens.
I think so too, but I think they're gonna put on such an awesome match.
Oh yeah, because they're both every time two Canadians are fighting each other, it's gonna be an awesome match. Because remember the match they did at NXT? That was awesome.
Yeah, amazing. That's why I think they're gonna pull out some great stuff.
I think Sami Zayn's gonna try his move again, where he flipped off the rope, but he accidentally hit his neck.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think he's gonna try to pull it out again, but who knows?
All right.
If this is a no disqualification, if that's a no disqualification match, someone's going through a table. Someone's going through.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's gonna be some crazy stuff happening. All right, we all
wait. I need your opinion.
Sure.
Which one's better, WWE or AEW?
Can I take into account? You mean currently? The current WWE?
No, not from back then. Back then.
Okay, so like the present roster, the roster now.
Like yeah, but not during COVID, but like before COVID.
Sure.
Which one's better?
I think AEW put on better matches. Like as far as wrestling.
Because AEW does not bury anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think AEW definitely does pay their roster a lot more than WWE.
I'm sure there are a lot of benefits, and like they're not working as much as like the WWE does. So like I mean, it's probably very attractive to a wrestler who doesn't have to work as much, gets paid more. He's not going to get buried. They're going to promote him.
Plus, I love Darby Allin.
Yeah, he's awesome. All right, Steven.
Especially that one at like Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that match.
Yeah.
Oh, he's off the top.
Amazing. Who do you got?
I would say. Well, I would usually say I farted. You said honesty. Honesty. So honesty.
I appreciate it. It's funny because I did smell something kind of funny, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable. Beast.
Okay, so the reason why my shirt says Beast is because it's from MrBeast.com.
Oh, cool. All right, who's coming out with the championship?
I love Mr. Beast is because he gives away to homeless people and gives away a lot of money.
Oh, that's really cool. What a great cause.
He doesn't like wrestling, but come on.
Whatever. He probably just hasn't tried watching.
Yeah.
All right, who's coming out of WrestleMania as the champ?
Okay, I would usually say Roman Reigns, but I've heard a rumor about Vince McMahon getting very upset at Roman Reigns since Hell in a Cell.
Oh, really?
Remember when they did that whole backstage brawl?
Mm-hmm.
Where Kevin Owens got run over by the golf cart?
Mm-hmm.
And they handcuffed Roman Reigns?
Yep.
So, Paul Heyman messed up the keys, and it took him very long to get Roman out of the handcuffs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So now he's very upset at Roman Reigns, but he should be upset at Paul Heyman.
Yeah, totally.
So now I think they're going to strip Roman for the title.
Mm-hmm.
And give it to Edge.
Oh, Edge.
Edge has been out for 9 years. He could have stayed out for another 9 years and stuff, but he risked his life of his neck.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
To go back into wrestling, and I think he deserves the title.
Steven, that's a really well thought out and realistic plan. That's awesome. Now I originally was going into seeing Roman Reigns, but now that you say that, I'm thinking Edge comes out, and then that would be a cool feud as far as the wrestling between Daniel Bryan and Edge.
You know what I think? Roman be knocked outside of the ring. Daniel Bryan will get a spear. That's what my dad thought, and then I stole the idea from him.
Okay, thief.
Then Daniel Bryan will be knocked out. Roman's outside the ring. He pins him, and then the next day, your Edge. I didn't get pinned. Technically, I still deserve a title shot.
Oh, that's 100% going to happen. 100%. All right. Well, I'm so excited for WrestleMania. But I do have one other little thing to show you, okay? Look what came in the mail yesterday. You see that? I was going to wear it, but I wanted to be able to show it like this.
You're wearing it the next time, right?
I'll wear it when we record for our next show, of course.
Perfect.
So again, if you ever want
every time you wear it, you owe me $1.
Oh yeah, every time I wear it, I owe you $1.
I'm joking.
No, you should have stuck with that because I was about to say okay, but now you took it back.
I'm not doing Mr. Money.
Look at these two great shirts that can be found at prowrestlingtees.com/prowrestlingjunkies. Got Steve's 3 shirt, Toilet Side Wrestling Talk shirt. They'll look slick on any male or female, or a different species like dog or cat, depending on how creative you are. It could make.
Just get an extra baby small.
Steven, it has been another awesome episode. I hope you enjoyed your. Oh, the monkey, Steven. I don't know how to communicate with a monkey. Again, I'll have because you know what? They may have a Google Translate app that translate human language into monkey. But again, that's for next episode. I'll find. All right. I want you to enjoy WrestleMania week. Next weekend, should we watch?
And yes, I did enjoy the surprise.
Oh, okay, good. Well, there's more where that came from, okay? Just to keep you on your toes, so you'll never know. Next week, Hulk Hogan Rockin' Wrestling episode 3, or should we do another episode of Story Time?
Episode 3.
Okay. Because it's related to our show. We'll always have a connection with that. All right, we'll do episode 3 for next week. We'll review WrestleMania. Maybe. Oh, this was the other thing. The other assignment is for you to figure out how to peel a banana with your feet and then do it on air. So you'll have some time to work on that.
I can peel a water bottle.
Steve, I probably should have asked this a while ago, but I only see you when you're sitting. Do you have a tail?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking if you could use that to peel a banana with one of your feet, that may be one of the most impressive feats I've ever seen. So work on that this week, please, and don't disappoint me. All right, it was another wonderful episode, and it was always awesome to get to spend some time with you and chat. But I will see you in a few days, and we'll do it again.
Okay.
All right, bye, buddy. You have enjoy WrestleMania, and I'll talk to you in a bit.
Bye.
Peace.